One of the most popular credit cards in the industry is Chase's Sapphire Preferred. It's renowned to be the #1 beginner's travel credit card, and in this video I want to share 7 facts you must know in order to maximize the value you're going to get from this credit card and also avoid certain mistakes which can cost you heavily. With this card you'll be earning 3x on dining as well as eligible delivery services / takeout. You'll also get 3x on select streaming services, 2x on other travel purchases, and 1x everywhere else. We're looking at a sign-up bonus of 60,000 points after $4,000 in spend in the first 3 months. These points can be cashed out at 1 penny per point. In other words, 60,000 points can be equal to $600. There are other ways to get higher value from these points, which we'll cover shortly, and all of this comes for an annual fee of $95. Starting off, the annual fee, although it's $95, it's effectively $45. The reason being is that there's a $50 hotel statement credit when you book your hotel stay / night through Chase's internal travel portal. On this portal, you can book both hotels as well as flights and other travel-related purchases. The points you earn with the Chase Sapphire Preferred can be redeemed at an elevated value. We're talking a 1.25x multiplier, hence the 60,000 points, which would be $600 in cash, would actually be worth $750 worth of travel for bookings made on the portal. One of the cool aspects of the flagship Chase cards, for example, your Chase Freedom Unlimited, Chase Freedom Flex, Chase Sapphire Preferred, Chase Sapphire Reserve, and certain business cards within the Chase Inc. portfolio, you can actually combine your points all to be under one card if you wanted. Given this capability, you can pull all your points under the Chase Sapphire Preferred if you like, and then redeem your points at that elevated value. One more point I want to share is that you get 5x on travel that's booked through this portal versus that 2x everywhere else category. In other words, if you're booking hotels and flights, you'll be getting 5x ultimate reward points per dollar spent, yet if you're doing your booking, let's say through an Expedia or Priceline or an OTA, in other words, an online travel agency, that's where you'd be getting that 2x. The trade-off of using cash or points or mix of cash and points to book your flights on the portal versus, let's say, these online travel agency sites is going to be really coming down to the price. The reason this is let's say we have a Delta flight that we're booking. If you book this Delta flight on the portal, then you'll still be eligible to earn your Sky Miles in your Delta Sky Miles account after the fact. If you book through Expedia or Orbitz, you may not get those extra miles deposited into your Sky Miles account if you booked it in this fashion. In other words, it primarily comes down to the price between the portal and any other site which is offering that same flight for you to choose how you want to redeem your points or spend cash. This is for flights. Yet on the other hand, if we're coming to hotels, usually if you're booking through, let's say, the Chase portal, it's acknowledged by the hotels that, hey, if you're not coming through our direct site, we're not going to acknowledge any type of status you have. And for your nights or stay that you're with us, you're not going to get any extra points. Simply put, if you book through the portal versus the hotel site, you're not going to get those extra benefits, whether it's status or getting closer to that next tier status or any type of extra multiplier points that you would have gotten versus just booking through their site directly in the first place. If you want to use your points to book your hotel stay, then it could be worth considering transferring your points directly to that hotel partner. It's definitely worth considering how far your points are going, whether you're redeeming on the portal for that hotel stay versus transferring directly to the hotel site. A simple example is if you have 10,000 points, which could be worth $125 on the portal versus getting that same $125 room rate. If you needed to transfer, let's say 30,000 of your points, then clearly it doesn't really make any sense. One of the superpowers of the Chase Sapphire Preferred is that you can transfer your points to up to 14 airline and hotel partners. For example, let's say we found a $1,200 round trip international flight and it costs us 60,000 points for that flight. We know that these same points are worth $750 on the portal. Yet by transferring these points to XYZ partner, then guess what? We're getting basically, instead of that 1.25x multiplier, we're getting actually 2 cents per point in terms of value. This is usually the way that folks book those business and first class international flights without breaking the bank and without burning tons and tons of points by spending them purely on the portal, but taking advantage of this capability that they can transfer their points out to partners. On the same topic of partners, yet apart from airlines and hotels, there's certain merchants where you're having special benefits with them by having the Chase Sapphire Preferred. Until the end of March 2025, you're going to be getting 5x points per dollar spent with Lyft. You also have 3 other partner benefits. Starting off with Instacart, you can get 6 months of Instacart Plus for free as long as you activate by the end of July 2024, and you'll get $15 in statement credits each and every quarter. From there, you have DoorDash, With this, you're going to get Dash Pass, where you can get $0 delivery fees as well as lower service fees. And you're going to get this for a minimum of 1 year as long as you activate it by the end of the year of 2024. And this works for both DoorDash as well as if you're a Caviar customer. And then you have GoPuff, where you're going to get $10 monthly statement credits. And this is going to be until the end of the year of 2023. Apart from purely spending on the card for an increased earn rate, there's certain benefits by just having the card. A very significant example is when it comes to primary coverage with rental cars. Let's say you rented out a car, unfortunately something happened. In this situation, due to the primary coverage provided to you through the Chase Sapphire Preferred, you don't need to inform anyone first / go to your insurance company first. You first deal with Chase. To be eligible for this perk, there's 3 conditions. The first is you'll have to pay the full cost of the rental with the Chase Sapphire Preferred. The second is you'll have to decline the rental car's auto collision damage waiver. If you do not decline this, then there's a potential chance that you'll have to go through them first versus Chase. And because you already have primary coverage with the Chase Sapphire Preferred, you need to really decline this, else Chase won't be that first party you deal with. And third is you really want to check the condition before you get the rental car and after you drop it off, because before and after, Chase isn't responsible whatsoever. It's during that period when you actually have the rental car. Moving on from there, when it comes to the Chase Sapphire Preferred, it's definitely a choice to choose this credit card. And what I mean is, if you want to go for the higher annual fee version of the Chase Sapphire Reserve, Chase has a rule. It's called the 1 Sapphire rule, where you can either have the Chase Sapphire Preferred or the Chase Sapphire Reserve. More than this, there's another rule known as Chase's 524, where if you've opened more than 5 or more accounts in the last 24 months, whether Chase or any other lender, in this situation, you'd be auto-denied. There are data points that this rule doesn't apply to 100% of the population, and I happen to be one of them, where I've gotten approvals past 524 with Chase, yet it's not always guaranteed. Here are a couple more items that I want to share. When it comes to redeeming these points, it's definitely a choice between do you use these points purely on the portal, or do you really want to consider these transfer partners? I say this because with that 1.25x multiplier, you're basically looking at those 3x points as 3.7% cashback equivalent to be used for travel booked through the portal. And for those 2x, it's going to be 2.5x. And so 1x everywhere else is essentially getting 1.25% cashback on each and every purchase, but only to be used for travel through the portal. On the other hand, when it comes to transferring your points to partners, it can definitely feel like a learning curve at times, and also maybe questioning yourself of, am I really getting the optimal value or not? With this scenario, you know exactly how much each and every point is worth, and you can plan accordingly. On the other hand, when it comes to transferring your points to partners, it really is going to depend on your redemption. The advantage with the Chase Sapphire Reserve is that at times there are transfer bonus promotions. These may happen a few times throughout the year with different partners of that list of 14 total partners. With this promotion and other promotions, it could be worth just to park your points in the portal, and when you're ready to redeem, maybe you can make that choice between, hey, do I book through the portal or do I transfer my points out to partners to get that much more value? Essentially, instead of burning your points as you see fit, you can probably just keep them and then plan for an optimal redemption in the future. Or if you really need to make a last minute booking and you know for sure that you can do it through the portal and you gotta do it, then at least you'll have points ready to be spent instead of cash, which is that benefit of using points versus cash, and that's totally up to you. When it comes to earning the sign-up bonus, back in the day, it used to be that you could earn this bonus every 24 months, essentially every 2 years. This has been updated to 48 months now. Hence, if you get the bonus for the Chase Sapphire Preferred, then you won't be eligible to get that same bonus for another 4 years. Given this fact that you can only earn the bonus every 48 months, there could be times when there's elevated offers. For example, the public offer is 60,000 points, yet recently it's been up to 80,000 points, and if you went in the branch, you could have an offer for up to 90,000 points. Given all of this, it may be worth not rushing to apply for the Chase Sapphire Preferred if you don't have any specific redemptions in mind, and maybe wait for an elevated bonus at some future point. We went over how after you spend $4,000 in the first 3 months, you'll be getting those 60,000 points, which are worth $750 on the portal and $1,200 in our example we covered earlier in this video. Yet, if you want to see a realistic redemption of getting $4,000 in value from these same points, essentially after $4,000 in spend, meaning 100% cashback, check out this video I'll leave over here. And with that, I'll see you over there and see you in the next one. Peace.